Morning. So in the previous class, what we have studied? So we have studied the parts of the flower, right? So that is your flower part. So to identify any plant, we need the parts of the plant, right? So simply a stem of a plant or based upon a stem of the plant we cannot decide which type of a plant it is, right? So it should be consist of leaves, flowers, right? So if the plant has leaves or the flowers, then only we can able to recognize, right? Able to recognize which type of plant it is, right? So all those parts are very necessary to identify the plant, right? So in the previous class, what we have studied, that is, so we have studied what are petals, right? And what are sepals. So in the previous class, what we have studied, the colorful structure of the flower are called as petals. Okay, you can see the color structures. So every plant have different flowers, or they have the attractive flowers. Okay, and you have some plants like guava, maize, mango, wheat, all those don't have very much attractive flowers, right? So they are, or they have the flowers, we can say very small and not so attractive or beautiful. But usually some other plants, they have very attractive structure, right? They have the colorful petals, right? And what are the sepals? The leafy like structures. Okay, as your leaf is like in this structure. So you can see the leafy like structure at the base of the petal that we call as a sepal. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this has the 6 sepals. Right? And petals 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 4 petals. So these parts we have studied in the previous class. Now moving to the next part of the plant, right? That is so the table 7.3, that is a name of the flower plant if they have taken the example of a rose and number and colors of petals. Okay, what is the number of petals you have to count, number of a color, number and color of the petals. Okay, how, what is the color of petal, and we have to check whether the petals are joined, okay, or separate. Okay, you can see the separation of each petals. Okay, there is a separation, you can see, you can remove this petal, then this, right? But in your Dhatura plant or the bell shaped plant flowers, what happens, they have joined petals, right? The flower structure is like your bell. Okay, so that bell like flower has the joint petals. You cannot individually remove each and every petal, right? Now, so next part of the plant we are going to study, that is internally which all parts we have. So whether you are going to, so you can see the figure 7.22 parts of the flower, right? So So different parts of the flowers we can see. So remove the sepal and petal to see the other parts, right? So we are going to remove the outer structure of the flowers or the outer parts of the flower. We are going to remove the petals and the sepal so that we can observe internal structures. Okay, internal structures of the flower, which all other parts are present inside the flower, right? So first you can see anther, yellow color. Okay, so these are the anthers. Okay, so these are your anthers, or you can see the figure, that is your figure 7.23, parts of a stamen, right? So individual part has been removed, that is your figure 7.23, that is your, it has the anther. Okay, so stamen. So this part we are removing from the flower. So this middle part is different and it has how many stamens we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one more I will draw. Okay. So this flower consists of 6 stamen. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I have removed one stamen from that flower. So the stamen consists of, this is the anther, okay, the cap-like structure on this, okay, or we can say it is a head-like structure, can you see? So this is your anther part and this body of the stamen we called as a what? Filament, okay. So this structure is your anther and it is your filament and both together we called as a stamen. Okay, so how many stamens you can see in this flower? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 stamens, right? And the stamens have two parts. That is the upper part is your anther and the lower part is your filament, right? So anther and filament join together to form or to called as the stamen. Okay. Look at the figure 7.23 carefully. It shows the different kinds of a stamen present in different flowers. Can you recognize the two parts of the stamen in your flower? So, two parts we have studied, that is your anther and the filament. So how many stamens are there in your flower? Draw one stamen and label its part. So as I have taken the flower, it has 6 stamens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So in this flower we have taken or we have 6 stamens and we have collected one stamen from that flower and it has anther and filament parts and the whole structure is called stamens. Right? Then the inner part of the flower is called the pistil. Okay. At the center, that is this, the center part of the flower, that is your pistil. Okay. I will once again remove that part. Okay. So this middle portion, so how it is visible? So this is your stamen. Okay. So this is your middle portion of the flower. That is your parts of the pistil or it is called your pistil. Okay, now we are going to study about the parts of pistil. Okay. It is a stamen side structures that has 6 in number. Now this middle portion of the flower, that is your pistil. Okay. So pistil has different parts like it is the stigma, style, and lastly ovary. Okay, so this is the structure. Okay, so when we have removed all the parts of the flower, so we are taking just the center part that we have called as a pistil, right? So pistil has how many parts? That is stigma, the center is your style, and lastly the bulge part, okay, that is your ovary. Okay, so pistil has the stigma, style, ovary parts. So these are the parts of your pistil. The inner parts of the flower is called pistil. If you cannot see it completely, remove the remaining stamen. So we are going to remove those side stamens so that we can observe this middle portion very clearly. Okay, and we can easily understand the different parts of that pistil. Okay, which all parts we have? Stigma, style, and ovary. Right? Remove the remaining stamen. Identify the parts of the pistil with the help of figure 7.24. So, now you can take, best example, you can take the hibiscus flower or the dashar phool, right? The dashar phool is large, right? So, you can identify the parts in those plants, right? You can easily understand the petals, sepal, then stamens we have, then the pistil, right? So, draw a neat label diagram of the pistil of your flower. Okay, so it is the diagram of your pistil part of the plant where it has further divided into stigma, style and ovary. Right? Activity 11. Let us now study the structure of a ovary. It is the lowermost and a slowen part of the pistil. Right? Slowen means bulgy or a big. Okay. Slowen means bulgy, big structure. You can see the tip is thin as compared to the base or the basement or the bottom. Okay, this part is bulge or swollen or it is a big as compared to your stigma. Okay, top it is small, but you can see at the lower part it is bulge or swollen. Okay, lowermost swollen part of the pistil. We can cut this part to study what is inside. So now we are going to cut the part of the ovary. Okay, what actually present in this ovary part, right? So firstly, whether you have understood what is petal, sepal, okay, petal. So which all structures we have? Petals, right? These are petals, these are sepal, okay. Parts of the flower is like your first is outer is petal, then the lower side your sepals are present, and at the center you have the pistil, and around the pistil we have a stamen, right? Now we are going to see what is there present in the ovary. Okay, okay, I will just rub this part. So activity 11, let us now study the structure of a ovary. It is the lowest and the swollen part of the pistil. We can cut this part to study what is inside. Look at the figure 7.25 and carefully to understand how to cut the ovary of the flower. Right? Cutting an ovary, a longitudinal cut and a transverse cut. Longitudinal cut means in this direction. Okay, standing position, right? And horizontal or the transverse is like this. Okay, this is your Straight cut we call as a longitudinal, okay, or a standing position is your longitudinal cut, and transverse means like this, horizontal, okay, vertical, horizontal, and also we use the term longitudinal or vertical, transverse section or the horizontal section, right? Like this, in this direction we are going to cut the part of the ovary, okay, so we are going to cut the part and we are going to observe what is there inside this ovary, right? Cut the ovary into two different ways as shown in figure 7.25. To prevent them from drying, put a drop of water on each of the two pieces of the ovary you have cut. Okay, so you can see the figure, right? So figure 7.26, right? In one part they have cut longitudinal and once it has cut in a transverse, right? So what you can see inside the ovary. So after cutting, what happens? The plant's part should not get dried. So we are putting some 2-3 drops of the water on the ovary, okay, on the cut parts, okay. Inner structure of an ovary, longitudinal cut and the transverse cut. Okay, so two sections, that is your longitudinal cut. It is your longitudinal cut and this is your transverse cut. Okay, one we have cut like this, one like this, right? So in the first part what you are going to see the ovules. So in the ovary part we are able to see the round bodies, that is your ovules, okay. So these are called as ovules. Observe the inner part of the ovary using the lens. Okay, as they are very small, we have to use the lens to observe these ovules in the which part? That is your pistil part. In the pistil part, we have the ovary, and we are removing the ovary and cutting that ovary part in the longitudinal cut in a transverse cut. Right? In the ovary, we have presence of ovules. Now, do you see some small bead-like structure inside the ovary? So they are called ovules. Okay. So inside the ovary we have the ovules. Ovules means how, what is the structure or how they are looking? Bead-like. Okay. Beads. So beads like your beads Sandra mutt. Okay, round small mutt iರ್ತೈತೆ, right? So they are looking like your beads, okay. So you have the beads, ornaments, right? So same thing. So beads Sandra mutt, round ಗುಂಡ್ ಮುತ್ತು ಇರ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು by using your lens, right? So the ovary consists of your ovules. So they small bead-like structures inside the ovary called as a what? Ovules. Okay. Then Draw and label the inner parts of, what is there? Draw. So first is your draw and label the inner parts of the ovary in your notebook. So you are going to draw the parts of the ovary as it is consist of ovules. Okay. So beads you understand, round round, or we can say mutantivri, right? So different colors of beads we have, even we have different ornaments which are made from the beads, right? So same round, small round structure you can see in the ovary part, that is their ovules, right? Then try to find out the names of as many flowers as you can by asking the gardener or any other person. Remember not to pluck more flowers than you need. Okay, so don't simply try to pluck all the flowers. Try to take the flowers where, or you can select the flowers which are very large enough to so that you can easily observe the things. As if you are going to take the small flower, you are not able to or you cannot able to use those flowers to check the different parts of the flower, right? As they are very small, so inner parts also will be very small, so that it will be not easily visible to you. So better you can select large flowers like your hibiscus flower, that is your dashal flower. In that flower you can easily identify the different parts of the flower, right? So based on what you have filled in a table 7.3, answer the following question. Do all the flowers have sepal, petal, stamen, pistil? So what happened? Are there flowers that do not have one or more of these? Are there flowers which have parts other than these? Did you find any flower which has no difference between petals, sepal? Did you find any flower in which number of stamen is different from the number of petals? Right, every flower has different types of arrangement. If you consider the first part of your petals, in some flowers the petals are joined, and in some petals it is what? Different, or they are arranged individually, right? Some are joined and some are individually present one after the other, and in some cases sepals are not present. Okay, so direct the flower is present. In some cases there is no presence of sepals. Okay, then the stamen numbers, so number of stamens can be varied. Okay, so number of stamens can be vary from one flower to other. Some will have the 3, some will have 4, right? 6. Okay, so did you find any flower in which number of stamens are different? So yes, there is a difference in the number of stamens, arrangement of petals, sepals. In some plants sepal may be absent, in some plants petals join, in some plants petal may be we can say different. Okay, they are not joined. So do you now agree that structure of the flower is not always same? Okay, so every plant has different arrangement of these structures. The number of a sepal, petal, stamen and pistil may also be different in different flowers, right? So number may be different. Some flower may have only 4 petals, some have more than 10, 20 petals, right? So it is depend upon the different flowers. The number of a sepal, petals, stamens, pistil may also be different in different flowers. Some of these parts may even be absent at some times. Okay. Then you have studied some features and function of a leaves, stem and roots. We have studied the structure of different flowers. We will learn about the function of a flowers in higher classes. We will also learn about fruits in higher classes. Right. So the next parts or we can going to study in more detail about the parts of the flower. Right. In this chapter, that is getting to know plants, we have just basics, or we have studied only the basic structures. Right. So in coming classes or in higher classes, we are going to study more detail about the flowers, leaves, okay, and stem, roots. But in this part, you are just going to understand what are the parts of the plant and the basic function we have studied. Okay, thank you.